Jumbo, fellow adventurers, Mike Dooley here for another spiritual tune-up. I think we are approaching 100 or very near there. Every morning, Monday through Friday, I speak for 5 or 10 minutes on some topic, trying to bring spiritual concepts down to earth for our traction and application. Yesterday was a very popular topic. It was, what are the five elements of nature? And it was wind, air, sea, earth, and the most overlooked one of all, you, humanity. We are the true forces of nature. We are God come alive in the dream of life. And yet even old Buddhist and yogic, is that a word? And ancient cultures omitted as an element of life, a force of nature, humanity. And humanity really is divinity. Divinity yearned, divine intelligence wanted to create this bastion of order and perfection where it could lose herself to find herself, falling in love, being loved, having desires, believing in the lies of have and have not, here and there, now and then, to have this most amazing adventure. Well, that was the topic yesterday. A lot of great feedback. A lot of movies were recommended. Thanks for all of the engagement. But a recurring question came up, and that was, Mike, what about the animals? Oh my God, the animals. I am a big animal fan. I think we all are. It's easy to find therapy in just watching animals, birds, fish, wildebeests, whatever you have the opportunity to gaze upon. Nature, plants, trees, insects, dragonflies, butterflies. What about all of them? And many pointed out that the animals came before us. So let me parse this, if you will. This is kind of part two of yesterday's, unexpectedly. First of all, the notion of which came first doesn't really apply in understanding the nature of reality. As you know, time, space, and matter are purely illusionary that make possible the fun and games of discovering your creator. Okay, so to say something came first, it's like, no, wait a minute. It was all in the mind of God at the same time. And then after God assembled it, like somebody in Hollywood might assemble a movie that was shot the beginning first, and then the end, and then the summertime, and then the winter. Then they put it all together so that somebody watching it from a recliner chair in a cinema will be forced to witness it unfolding on a timeline. It's like, oh my God, who would have thought this? Oh my God, who would have thought that? Well, the producer thought of it long ago. We experience it on a timeline, but that's not where it was assembled. And the same is true of these sacred, hallowed jungles of time and space. They were not thought of sequentially. Oh, I'll put a planet and then gravity. Oh, everybody's floating. You know, we need a moon and the tides are rising and the sun is too cold. And now let's put a person. Let's put two. It all happened in a divine now. And so let's go from there to understand the ordering, if you will, of animals, insects, and plants, which I neglected by design yesterday. Just trying to put a handle on the elements of life. So if you will, divine intelligence is wondering how to be more amazing. And that pathway was by forgetting in certain adventures that you are divine intelligence, as I outlined. And to do that, you need to have a realm, a theater, the physical universe, planets, gravity, symbiotic relationships. And you need to insert yourself in that theater, humanity. And from that perspective, humanity is carrying the baton of divine intelligence. Plants don't think thoughts. Animals certainly have feelings, but they don't think thoughts in the way that human beings do. They are not creators in the same way that human beings are. And now I'm sure there are other species, known and unknown, that rival us, like dolphins, like octopus, like aliens. But we, for now, let's just say human beings, are that particle, that part of God that has the ability to self-reference, to hold images in one's mind that are seemingly detached from immediate surroundings, to transform their surroundings, to go from lack to abundance, from loneliness to love. Humans have that ability. None of the other creatures do, which does not diminish them, and that does not put them in second place. Everything is holy. Everything is purely of divine intelligence. Every cell and molecule in the physical universe, every atom and mote of dust is pure, radiant God. And none is better than the other. None is more important than the other. So when God held this vision in divine mind of an end result, a theater that was spectacular, that was enthralling, that would seem to be self-perpetuating, with physical laws and all of that, immediately, simultaneously, prior to time existing, God wanted some of that, wanted to be inside of that. And the whole idea of God come alive in the dream was part and parcel of the first day of time. Although man or woman may not have been there on the first day on a timeline, the stage was set simultaneously. God has an entourage, fur babies, insects, butterflies, other elements to create these symbiotic relationships, the plants, blades of grass, millions of varieties of all of the above, creating this lush, verdant heaven floating through the cosmos that seems so real. It is not self-sustaining. It is sustained by divine intelligence. It is sustained by an end result. It is sustained by the vision of the Almighty, which is what we are part of. We are no less than the Almighty. We are pure Almighty, experiencing the Almighty in various shades of green and blue and oceans and air and fire. The supreme element, the ultimate force of nature is God, which is what you and I are, which is what everything is, except we as human beings have this ability to self-reference and to change images in our mind based on wanting to change the adventure, and we have total license to do that. We are absolute streaming manifestors of the Most High, mini-me's of divine intelligence. So that's where animals fit in, not less than humans. Same thing with insects and plants, not less than humans. It's all God. We're all part of the entourage. We're all God, looking at the other elements of God. Like, oh, wow, you're an interesting part of me. You're an interesting piece of God. This is an amazing thing. Wow, God is so smart. Check that out. Wow, God is so beautiful. That's where the animals fit in. And anyway, just talk about the 5 or the 4 or the 25 elements or forces of nature really just gives us a handle to kind of notice the wonder. So I didn't mean to exclude or forget or overlook. And there are much longer lists of the elements of nature, and depending on the conversation, they're integral to the conversation. I just wanted to bring up yesterday the pivotal role humanity has as a force of nature, as God come alive. And this means you can get your groove on, your thoughts become things, you can change your life, you can change what displeases you, you can move towards greater abundance, clarity, health, friends, self-realization. It's all here for all of us. Okay, see you tomorrow. Thank you, Facebook, Kathy, Alexandra, Winnie, Elizabeth, David in the house, Diana. Thanks for the great questions. Post them below on Facebook or Instagram. Thanks for the interactions. Thanks for the sharing. There we go on, I see some dear friends right now on Instagram. There you are, my brother from another mother. I love you more. Julia and Catherine, all of you. See you tomorrow, 9:15 Eastern Time. Tally ho!